Hello, that's Greg.
Wow, 3 days on the trot. I am Greg. Welcome to Tea and Toast.
I'm Jason, and today we are talking about movies with the most sequels, or the longest running movie franchises.
We've got to work on these titles, you know.
Yeah.
Needs to be more catchy, Jason. I'm shocked at this, can I just say?
What are you shocked about, Greg?
Because when we sat down and did all the research for this for hours on end, I instantly said to you, didn't I? There's only one. It's Police Academy. They did 7.
Turns out Police Academy's not even in like the top 10.
Not even nowhere near. There's films with many, many, many more sequels. Even more than I imagined.
However, Police Academy did go on and on and on.
Yeah, but every one was brilliant except...
No, it wasn't.
Except
Moscow.
the Moscow one. That was the worst one.
I say this every time we talk about Police Academy, Greg.
Once you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Exactly.
No, you haven't.
You have.
You haven't.
Same formula, same plot, same
Exactly
everything.
the same as Back to the Future.
Anyway, Greg, Police Academy doesn't appear in the top lists of longest running franchises.
Shocked.
Damn you! Wanna fight, huh? Fight me!
So, whilst Police Academy doesn't make the list of top films with the most sequel franchises,
Catchy.
there are lots of films that do. We're not going to talk about them all. We're going to pick out a few. We're not going to talk about the Marvel films
No.
because there's millions of them and we don't really get it, do we, Greg?
Oh, no, and then Star Trek and Star Wars as well. And what's the point? I mean, they're both the same anyway, aren't they? Star Wars is Star Trek, isn't it? I don't know.
Ooh, Greg, you are, what's the phrase I'm looking for? Walking on very thin ice there.
Why? If you ask me what's the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek,
Greg.
I would say to you,
What's the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek?
one has lots of fights in space, and that's why they call it wars. And the other one, there's a lot of walking, because that's what you call trekking. Like, I'm trekking, so they walk in space a lot through the stars.
Brilliant, Greg.
I mean, they sound brilliant to
That's
watch.
exactly it. You've got it spot on there. Nobody's going to have anything to say about that, Greg.
Well, that's great. Let's move on then.
Yeah.
I covered that well, didn't I?
Yeah. The Marvel films are just... The problem with the Marvel films is there's so many tangents and things it's gone off on. I'm confused.
Right, here's my argument about that. Exactly the same.
Because you have to have watched like one of the TV series, like what's it called, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something that ties in with one of the other films.
I think I said
And
to
then
you,
the Spider-Man film
That's
ties
it.
in with Endgame. And
we
all-
tried to watch the Spider-Man one. We started off with them ending with the last, Captain America or something. What?
I've just watched the latest Spider-Man film, Far From Home. And if you hadn't seen Avengers Endgame, you wouldn't know what it was all about.
See, I like that, but I don't like it as well. You know, again, we always go back to Superman movies. You know what you're getting with that. And there is... You could watch Superman 2 without having to watch Superman 1, even though it's a follow-up.
Anyway,
Sorry.
Planet of the Apes, Greg, how many films?
4.
No, 9.
9?
And a TV series.
I don't know why I'm saying surprised. I've got all the information here.
There were the original Planet of the Apes films, starring Charlton Heston.
You mean the 1968 one called Planet of the Apes?
Yeah,
And then Beneath the Planet of the Apes, 1970.
yeah,
And then Conquest of the Planet of the Apes in
Yeah.
1972.
yeah,
And then Battle of the Planet of the Apes in 1973.
yeah. Well done, Greg. Did you just know all them off by heart?
And then they remade it in 2001.
Didn't like it.
Planet of the Apes, it was called.
Was it Mark Wahlberg who was in it?
And then they did a reboot. A reboot. I love a reboot.
Ruby.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes 2011. Then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes 2014. They didn't want to give up on the apes sort of thing, did they? And then War for Planet of the Apes 2017. And then there's a TV series.
See, those last ones that you're on about, you haven't seen any of them, have you?
Nope.
Well, they're like a prequel to the original films. So the original films, Charlton Heston crash lands on a planet. Crash lands on a planet that is occupied by apes. Turns out, here's a big spoiler if you haven't seen it, that it's actually Earth in a different time period, because he walks on the beach at the end and there's the Statue of
I
Liberty.
don't need to watch
in
them
the
now then.
sand. Anyway,
Is it a monkey holding the...
can't remember. Anyway, the new ones are set before that, but not in the 70s, like modern times. And it's explaining how there came to be a Planet of the Apes, so how the apes managed to take over our planet.
Yeah.
I don't mind them. I like the original ones. I think they were brilliant. Remind me of growing up. We had them on all the time in our house.
They are a little bit
They were on
scary
TV.
for me, I think, growing up.
Okay.
It's a bit eerie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Now this one has surprised me, Greg.
And me.
How many Batman films were there, or have there been so far? We're including the original Batman in this.
Yeah.
Like,
Way back. In the 40s. Well, it turns out, Jason, 16.
16 Batman films.
I've just spent ages counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16.
I mean, don't read them all out. Just give us a snapshot of like the first one, a middle one, and then the.
I'll just read them all out. It won't take me long. Watch this. You ready for this? The first one, Jason, 1943, was called Batman. Then it was Batman and Robin, 1949. Then it was Batman in 1966. Then Batman in 1989. That was the obviously one with Mark Keaton. Then Batman Returns in 1992. Them two were the best ever made, by the way. Them two. He was the best Batman. Then Batman Mask of the Phantasm, 1993. That must be a cartoon film because I've never read that one. Then here comes the downfall, Jason. Batman Forever, 1995. Then Batman and Robin, 1997. Then all changed. Batman Begins, 2005. The Dark Knight, 2008. The Dark Knight Rises, 2012. Batman vs Superman. Sorry, I was just thinking about how bad that film was. 2016. Suicide Squad, 2016. The Lego Batman Movie, 2017. Justice League, 2017. And finally, coming out this year, Joker, 2019. Whew. I should do the charts rundown, shouldn't I?
I mean, 2 films there, like you said, worked for me.
Fabulous.
Michael Keaton, brilliant. After that, they seem to make extremely strange choices for the Batmans. George Clooney,
Val Kilmer.
Ben Affleck, and now the latest one.
Oh, yeah!
It's the sparkly vampire from Twilight, isn't it?
I gotta say though, I just think he might be quite good. I can't stand the bloke. I'm not, no offence, he might be very good, nice person, but in his films, I mean, I don't watch the Twilight stuff. But from whatever is it Twilight? From whatever I've seen of it, it's just not for me. But it does look like he could be a good Batman.
Here's the thing. Never really been a Batman fan anyway. Quite enjoyed watching repeats of the old 60s show when I was a kid with Adam West and the other fella. And
Sorry, other fella.
enjoyed the 1989 film Batman, which surprised me because it was Tim Burton.
Brilliant.
I'm
Love that
not a
one.
massive Tim Burton fan, sorry if you are.
No, I'm not, but I love them two films.
After that, completely lost interest. And then, when they started doing all the Christian Bale ones and it went really, really
I
dark,
quite like them ones. They were quite good.
no, completely gone.
No, I quite enjoyed them ones. It was when it became Ben Affleck.
Batman vs Superman, I've tried to watch that film twice now. Got
Don't
about
bother.
20 minutes through it.
Too far.
Now you might think, for our longest running franchise we're going to talk about, we'd be talking about James Bond, because that's gone on forever, hasn't it?
How many is it, Jason?
26 official James Bond films. There were a couple of spoofy type things made, but 26 official James Bond films.
Best
We're-
Bond?
Sean Connery. We're not going to talk about those. Best Bond.
Timothy Dalton.
Oh, it's like a little Kurt. He was very good. Fell out with him though, didn't he?
Yeah. That's
Anyway.
a good story as well.
Yeah, let's do all that.
Yeah, I like that.
Why didn't actors continue playing characters? That is coming this week, everyone.
And that'll be a longer episode than the other ones.
Why didn't
actors carry on?
Carry on.
That should be a full-length Saturday episode.
Speaking of carry on, Greg.
That's
a link.
is genius.
It's like we're professionals.
Oh,
We're not talking about Bond as the longest running franchise.
and I'll tell you why we didn't do that, because this is going to take half an hour to read this out.
We're talking about the Carry On films, which, outside of the UK, you may not be familiar with. But these were a series of British comedy, slightly saucy,
And you'd never get away with it now, would you?
end of the pier type comedy films, weren't they? And they were just on all of the time when we were kids. There were 31 Carry On films.
And we loved them all.
But the thing about the Carry On films is it's not just that there were 31 films. Every Sunday afternoon there would be like a clips from Carry On
there was,
films, followed by a Disney clip thing.
That's right, yeah.
But they always used to put like Carry On whatever, and there'd be clips from loads of the films on a Sunday afternoon.
Can you name your best one straight off the bat?
Well, I mean, there's only a few that I can probably remember very well. Carry On Camping, I remember that one, because that's the iconic scene.
No, that's just the one anyway. It's not because Barbara Windsor and she accidentally showed. No, nothing to do with that. It was just the funniest one for me out of all of them. It was just brilliant. I love that. But I love them. I know them all. I don't like the black and white ones as much. I don't know why. Maybe they're just trying to find their feet then. But then they got a bit more. They pushed the edge, didn't they, towards the end? I loved them. Do you want the list?
Yeah, go on then, quick.
Right, it starts in 1958. Are you ready? Here comes the countdown. Let's have some music, please. Is there any music on?
Who knows?
The first one, Jason, was Carry On Sergeant, 1958. Then Carry On Nurse, 1959. Carry On Teacher, 1959, same year. Carry On Constable, 1960. Carry On Regardless, 61. Carry On Cruising, 1962. Carry On Cabby, 1963. I don't remember any of them, do you? Cabby. Carry On Jack, 1963. Carry On Spy, 1964. Carry On Cleo, 64. Carry On Cowboy, 65. Did they ever have a break?
Never.
Carry On Screaming, 66. Carry On Don't Lose Your Head, 66. Follow That Camel, 66. Carry On Doctor, 67. You notice they've lost the Carry On in them last two.
Did they?
They must have come back to it. Carry On Camel, 1967. Carry On Doctor, 67. Carry On Bob the Kyber, 68. Carry On Camping, 69. 69?
I thought it was one of the earlier ones.
I thought it was later.
Oh, did you?
Carry On Doctor. Carry On Again Doctor, 1969. Carry On Up the Jungle, 1970. That was a clever one, because the lead guy was Terry Scott in that one, wasn't he? I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to say anything.
No, because he was like a
And you know,
Tarzan type character.
one of the characters in Carry On, I don't remember his name. He's quite a posh figure in it. He was offered that part, and because there was no words in it, he refused it. What was that one? Carry On Loving, 1970. Carry On Henry, 71. Carry On At Your Convenience, 71. Carry On Matron, 72. Carry On Abroad, nearly there. Carry On Abroad, 1972. Carry On Girl, 73. Carry On Dick,
Move on.
1974. Carry On Behind, 1975. Carry On England, 76. That's Carry On, 1977. That's Carry On. That's unusual.
Perhaps it's about luggage.
Carry On Emmanuel. That was the really... They got in trouble for that one. Carry On Emmanuel, 1978. Stop. Carry On Columbus, 1992.
That was terrible.
It was bad. And there you go. That's it.
I would like to revisit this subject in another episode, Greg.
I'll tell you why, Jason, because look at this. I mean, I'm not going to tell the viewers, but look. Unmade films, look at this.
Wow. I think there's a whole carry-on story we need to tell in an episode.
Because
Because they're so iconically British, aren't they?
There's so many there that they didn't make. Where would they have fitted them in?
They are so... In today's
Yeah, you would.
atmosphere, they are so politically incorrect and sexist and all the things that are wrong that these days that appeared to be acceptable back then.
Careful, Jason.
I'm not... don't want to get myself into trouble. Anyway, they do form a big part of British film history and memories for lots of people our age and older who watched these films repeated on TV all the time. And they're just classic British cinema. Unfortunately, Barbara Windsor, one of the main stars, is suffering with Alzheimer's now, but she is doing lots of work along with her partner to raise money and raise awareness of Alzheimer's disease. So go and look that up as well. That's a good thing to do. But I would really like to come back to Carry On films, Greg, and do a proper episode all about the history of them. Good idea?
Absolutely love that idea, Jason.
Well,
anyway,
we'll do it. Not this week, but...
Anyway, carry on.
So, they are some of the longest running film franchises around today.
Look out for our new one coming soon.
Why didn't actors carry on with the roles that they were given? And, probably not this week, but a properly researched episode about Carry On films.
And the Bond films.
Not such a big Bond fan, but we could do that.
Oh, I see. So it's about what you like, is it, Jason?
Yeah.
Not what the viewers want. I'm all about
the viewers, Greg.
No, I'm all about the viewers.
I'm all about the bass.
I think it's time to say goodbye.
No, you got to do a joke. You promised every other episode would be a joke. Quite apt. Oh my god, 2 in 1 week. In 1 day for me.
Oh, yeah? I mean, you've got the others to come, yeah? Because out of 7, there's going to be... 4? Did you just laugh, Jason?
Yeah, but not at your joke.
You've ruined the whole premise of this particular
I
part.
haven't, because I wasn't laughing at your joke.
Oh, you laugh at me?
I'm laughing at you being stupid. Although you're in the other 5%, aren't you?
Oh. I said to the baker, how come all your cakes are 50 pence, but that one is £1? He said, that's Madeira cake. So just to clarify, Jason, you definitely didn't laugh at that joke, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Don't laugh at your stupid jokes, Greg.
I'm just wondering why you cut it off so quickly there to get to the advert.
How do you know? I haven't edited it yet. Well, I have when they're watching it, but
What?
it's messing with your head, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's episode 3 of a week-long Tea and Toast marathon.
We told you, Paul Gilbert.
I mean, this is the point where it could all go wrong, isn't it?
Well, we're going now,
That's
so...
the last one we're filming for today. And we have been in here a long time. I mean, the kids have been in the car for ages.
The windows are down, don't worry.
We're joking.
We are. We're going to get looked into now, aren't we?
Yeah. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed that little Tea and Toast thing. And you witnessed the magic happening live then, didn't they?
Tea and toast thing.
Yeah.
What's the magic happening?
Well, we came up with ideas whilst we were doing the...
Oh, that's what we do. Look at this here. You think we just turn up? Well, that's right.
We do.
We do, and then we write them down as we're doing it.
Scribble things on pieces of paper. Thank you for watching. We're possibly back again tomorrow.
We will be back tomorrow. We promised 7-day run. Although we didn't say 7 days in a row, did we?
No. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
7 days over 7 months. I think we could do that.
Oh, I don't think we've done that over the last 7 months.
No, it's your fault.
Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share.
And we will see you tomorrow.
Yes.